Hi, everyone. Well, Patreon poll voters, you did it to me again. I have to break a tie with a coin flip. The two songs that tied at the top are Paul Simon, Graceland, and America, or Horse with No Name. Oh boy, this is hard because do I have any secret wish? Maybe I can insert it into this coin and hope it will flip one side or the other. But if so, I feel so torn because on the one hand, I know that I like Paul Simon, and I know that I have heard so many of you talk about Graceland, and I would love to listen to it. On the other hand, the chance to listen to a band I've never heard before, America, with a title like A Horse with No Name, I guess I won't try to insert any wish. Anyway, those of you who would lose the vote, lose the coin flip, then might feel displeased with me, right? So I'll just let it flip and see where it lands. So, well, I should tell you, I'm going to make the 50 side Paul Simon and the Romania side America. Ready, set, go. Gotta go searching for it. And we have Romania, or America. So what is this America? America is an American rock trio band formed in 1970. The trio met as sons of US Air Force personnel stationed in London. Okay, that makes the America title maybe a little bit less redundant, where they began performing live. Achieving significant popularity in the 1970s, the trio was famous for its close vocal harmonies and light acoustic folk rock sound. Oh, okay, this starts sounding like maybe a fun new addition to my folk rock repertoire. America won a Grammy Award for Best New Artist, was inducted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 2006, and received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2012. A Horse with No Name is a staple of the band's discography and was certified gold by the RIAA on March 24, 1972. Okay, so not long after they formed as a band. Let's listen. Okay. Yeah, I can feel the kind of simple folk strumming. Nice voice.
There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds.
Interesting.
The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name, because there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Okay. So, all right. Some interesting things going on here, or interestingly not going on. So this is, yes, I already hear and feel the kind of simple folk rock styling in this. It has, well, the voice is very smooth and nice and light, much like a lot of what I enjoy with Simon or Simon and Garfunkel. There is a lot of similarity between them in terms of sonic texture, feel, color, and weight or lack thereof. There's a lightness. But what I notice here, this verse is so... It's one of those songs where it's almost like there isn't any melody at all. Dum bum 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 da dum bum. And it got to the point where I started thinking, okay, are they going to break this monotone delivery? And as I was listening, I was thinking, ooh, should they or shouldn't they? Because if they do, yes, a break would feel a little bit nice, but if they don't, it makes it more distinctive. And I guess in the end, I was happy to hear him go all the way through the entire verse without breaking that single pitch emphasis. Dum bum 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 da 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 dum. Sure, he's dropping down just to have a little bit of ripple, but basically it is a single note, right? Dum bum 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 ba da 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 dum. And I want to back up a little bit because it started to build a kind of intensity without requiring either instrumental or vocal intensity because of the tension built by this consistent pitch.
It was a fly with a buzz and the sky
With no clouds, the heat was hot and the ground was dry. The air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. And then finally, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. And finally we drop down there when we get to horse with no name. And because everything else was so flat, so even, so monotone, when we hear him actually, interestingly, bring the phrase to a close in a way that is traditionally non-emphatic, horse with no name, it suddenly is emphasizing that phrase. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that sort of descending, tapering off, rounding off. Da 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 da. It's not a peak, it's not a climax, it's not anything, it's nothing that is emphasizing. It's almost moving away. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. And so normally, when we want to bring attention to or emphasize some lyrics or some moment, we don't save it for the end of a phrase where it's just going to round off and fade away. In this case, the fact that there is a tiny bit of shape suddenly brings that out and brings it to our attention as if it's a splash of red in a gray-toned painting.
I've been through the desert on
a horse with no name.
It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert,
And then
remember your name.
And then
There
this
ain't no one for to give you no pain.
and then this shape becomes repeated, just as the monotone pitch was repeated. Dum bum 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 da 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 dum. Dum bum 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 da 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 dum. Bum 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 da 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 dum. As it's carrying us through, it felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name. What a fun little play on the idea of name. A horse with no name, but you're out in a place where you can remember your name, because there ain't no one for to give you no pain. It's an interesting way of setting up the scenery and the imagery, the ideas in this song. Very gentle and yet highly effective.
Because there ain't no one for to give you
Give you no pain. La, la, la. Nice harmonies, yes. Simple. Very much in the folk tradition.
After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red.
I think I'd be turning red before 2 days.
I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told I've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Okay, one of the things that I notice is the way that this kind of single note emphasis, single note delivery. I hate to call it monotone because, interestingly, in this setup with the way it's being used here, it actually doesn't. I mean, monotone kind of gives the impression of boring or dull, but in this case, it's neither. And yet it is practically monotone. So I'm trying to be careful with my terminology. It is technically monotone, but it's not monotonous. And so keep that in mind when I use the word monotone. With this monotone presentation, it kind of strings things together so that you feel a connection all the way through, and it makes you start remembering back, and you feel like the story is developing and it's an experience that was a long, it's telling a long thread of a story. After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red. And 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. It's less about the drama, the individual experiences, even perhaps the emotional journey. It's more about tracing a line of a developing thought or developing perspective. That's what the music is indicating to me, that there is a perspective or a revelation or a discovery or a way of thinking that is in the process of the journey of how we get to that end conclusion. And this song is about how I came to, well, I don't know what's happening at the end of the song yet. I have no idea, but I feel like this is telling the story of how I matured, how I changed my perspective, or something like that. There are so many individual things named: plants and birds and rocks and things, sand and hills and rings. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz. Details! And yet, the music is not focusing on those details. It's focusing on the journey of understanding, or the way in which all those experiences flowed together to bring me to a conclusion. That is what the music tells me about this. And these lyrics are the type of lyrics which could be told in so many different ways, and the music and the way it's presented in the music could make it mean and emphasize such different things. It could be a whole song about all the details and drama and experiences of this desert escape, but no, not here.
Had to think it was dead. You see, I've been through the desert.
You see, I've been, and this is the telling of the story after I came back from this journey.
You can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
This is just the continuation of the journey. It's not traumatic, easy, gentle. There's a soothing quality to it. I like these little percussive elements. It adds just enough texture. And then the way the guitar is changing timbre here. Almost like the horse trotting away, huh? You can hear the hooves. The drums echoing it. I like this. Oh, the horse is running free.
To see. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The ocean is a desert with its life underground and a perfect disguise above. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans
Oh, you hear? Oh, this is fabulous. So, yes, it is a song of a change of perspective, isn't it? Those little tuk 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 that I said, it's almost like the horse running away. Well, sure enough, after 9 days, I let the horse run free. But that's not the point of the story. Why? Because the desert had turned to sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. Here's the revelation. The ocean is a desert with its life underground and a perfect disguise above. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love. So yes, the song is taking us through the journey of, and although it doesn't say specifically that perhaps I was confused and lost and not in a good place, we understand that because of the line, in the desert you can remember your name. It felt good to be out of the rain, as if the rain is a kind of a negative thing in this sense. The rain symbolizes all the stuff that comes pouring down on us in our everyday. It felt good to be out of the rain. How? By going out to the desert. In the desert, you can remember your name. You can remember who you are. You don't have this constant barrage of stuff telling you who you are, what you are, where you should be, and how you should view the world. You can clear your mind and find really your identity. This is not a song about a desert. This is a song about a personal journey and finding oneself and becoming centered in that identity of who you really are. And as you make your way along this journey, you get to a point where you realize, you know what? I don't need this horse. This horse needs to be free. Let's let it go. It can go off and live its own life. I don't need anything because I am who I am. And the desert had turned to sea. But now we hear the same recitation of there were plants and birds and rocks and things. Just as at the beginning I was looking at all the life, now the desert had turned to sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. And the ocean is a desert with its life underground and a perfect disguise above. This is the idea of I have come to understand that what lies on the surface is not the truth of it. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground. Wait, we're bringing cities in here? Are we talking about cities in the desert? No, we've been out in the middle of nowhere. Are we talking about cities in the ocean? No, we're not talking about that. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground. Interesting that he chooses ground here because it recalls a phrase, a heart of stone, a heart made of stone, unfeeling, but a heart made of ground. We feel this sense that this is reconnecting to the ground on which we stand, that we came from, and it recalls the desert journey and all of that. But the humans will give no love. And suddenly, the conclusion is, even in the cities which are full of human life, that is the sea, which is a perfect disguise for the life that is underneath it all. Its life is underground. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground. But the humans will give no love. Okay. So now it's not saying humans have a heart made of stone, but it's telling us how to understand all of this that we meet. You see, I've been through the desert.
Skies above, under the cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love.
Humans will give.
See,
I knew
I've
it.
been through the
Oh yes. And this is. I got sidetracked, right? My mind was connecting all of this. Isn't it wonderful that the music doesn't interfere with. This is one of those songs where it trusts us to make connections, and it simply gets out of the way. And so it's not trying to feed us the answer. It trusts us to come to the conclusion ourselves. That's why the music is so monotone. But listen to what's happening with the voices. You hear the harmonizing voices swelling up from the ground here. Wonderfully evocative. Listen. And birds and rocks and things. Hills, rings. Listen here, it's coming. It comes with the cities. Under the cities there is a heart made of ground. But do you hear it swelling and growing and growing?
A horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert,
you can remember your name. That's where I remembered my name. Even here with this wrapping it up with just la 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 so far. In fact, let me look here. Yeah, I think all I see in the text anymore is la la la. Probably that's because I see I'm getting to the end. I feel like this is another moment of it trusts us to have come to the conclusion. It's not preaching at us. It's not telling us in our face. It's not overstressing, overemphasizing the message. It simply feeds it to us and trusts that we have a heart within ourselves. We have a mind within ourselves. We can connect the dots and we can come to our own conclusion. We can understand that we need to remember our name. If we need to go to the desert to do so, then by all means, let's go. Let's go where nobody's telling us who we are and what we should be and how we should be and what the world is around us. Let's go where the rain doesn't beat upon us. Let's go where we can be out of the rain, where we can reconnect with the ground beneath our feet to the point that we no longer need a creature to carry us across it, and to the point where we can look at a city and see that beneath all that hardness and harshness and human tragedy, brutality, hearts who cannot give love, beneath it all, swelling up from the ground underneath it, is life and love, and it is part of what that city is built on, what keeps that city alive, what holds it up. And it is there in the city as well. It's not telling us that we have to believe this, but it's telling us that that's simply how it is. That's the ground that we stand on. You know, as I'm thinking about this song, I am so happy. Okay, it's true. I am so eager to hear Paul Simon's song as well, because I know so many of you have said, this is one you must hear. I'll get to that, I'm sure, somewhere along the way. But I'm so happy that the coin flipped onto this one, because I love the message, and I love the humility and the trust which it communicates, which it offers. And I love it also because this is why, well, this is why I started the North Channel, because this is the same thing that channel is meant to do. It's meant to take us out in the desert, where we're not being told what to do and what to think. We are simply being reconnected to the ground that is beneath the city. And that this ground, this heart, swells up and is the thing that keeps the city alive, is the thing that keeps the world going. And it exists there. And I love all of this about the song. And I guess, well, will this song become a favorite of mine? That's an interesting question. I can't answer that yet. Here, a few little horse hooves in there with the percussion. The footsteps of the horse. And the la 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 now, to me, is somehow the way life goes on with this ground of love, this heart made of ground underneath it all. And we travel on, and we're connected to it. And very appropriately it fades out, doesn't it? Because it's not going to end the journey for us. It simply goes on its way, and if we choose to travel that way, we'll move along with it. An utterly beautiful song. The music is soothing and pleasant. If it had no lyrics, or if it had different lyrics, it wouldn't be so outstanding. But this is one of those where the marriage of lyrics and music is so incredibly perfect. And neither one can stand on its own and give quite the same by itself. They rely on each other. They are part of the whole package. And it's a beautiful package. I said, will this become my favorite, a new favorite? And I don't know, but I suspect it will be one that I return to time and time again, not because I'm suddenly in love with the music of it. It's not one that I would probably listen to in the background, although it's very soothing. It could go in the background fine. But the thing I love about it is the way the music and the lyrics deliver such a beautiful, profound message. And it is a message that is a favorite of mine. And so I'm sure I will be returning to this many, many times. Thank you to all of you who voted for this. And shall I say thanks to the coin for choosing it for me? I'm very much looking forward to what you choose next week, and I'll see you soon.